You know that feeling, right? You look at your entertainment bills and they just keep climbing.
Oh, yeah. Cable, then all those streaming things add up. It gets expensive fast.
And you end up paying for so much stuff you maybe don't even watch.
Exactly.
Well, you brought up something interesting from the Hustle and Flow of Marketing podcast, this thing called Outlaw TV.
Right, Outlaw TV. It caught my ear because it sounded like such a, well, a different approach.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what this service is actually offering. Is it a real alternative?
Because the numbers they throw around are pretty wild.
Totally wild, like over 99,000 HD channels.
And 80,000 movies plus, what was it, 10,000 TV series?
Yeah. It just sounds massive.
Yeah.
And the core promise, the big hook, seems to be getting all that, or supposedly all that, for a lot less money.
A mountain of entertainment. Cheap. That's the pitch.
And what's fascinating, just hearing those numbers, is how different that model seems.
It really is. Because right now, streaming feels like it's getting more fragmented, more niche, you know?
Yeah, you need like 5 subscriptions to get what you want.
Exactly. So a platform that claims this much content, it makes you wonder how they do it and what it's actually like.
It almost feels like a throwback, doesn't it? Like endless cable channels again.
Kind of, yeah. But supposedly without that giant cable bill attached.
That's what the podcast really hammered home. Getting way more bang for your buck compared to the old ways.
They definitely paint a picture of this huge entertainment library that doesn't, empty your wallet.
But, sometimes trying these new things feels like a hassle. Setting it all up.
That's a fair point. And actually, that's something they seem to address directly. They really push how easy it is to get started.
Ah, okay. Like no complicated setup.
They claim you can be up and running in under 5 minutes, which, if true, is pretty appealing. No one wants to spend hours figuring tech out.
Right. Okay, so let's break down that setup process they described. Sounds like basically 3 steps.
Yeah, super simple, according to them.
Okay.
Step 1, go to the website, pick a plan.
And the basic plan is around, what, $30 a month? Even said that's like the cost of one dinner out.
Uh-huh. Then step 2, download their app. That's your gateway, apparently. Live TV, sports, movies, everything.
Okay. And step
Yeah,
3,
start watching. In HD, they say.
and a big selling point they kept mentioning was no contracts, no hidden fees.
Yeah, just straightforward entertainment access. That simplicity, if it really works like that, is a big deal.
Definitely lowers the barrier, right? If you're maybe a bit hesitant about commitment or tricky setups.
For sure. No long-term lock-in.
Okay, so let's dig into the money side a bit more. The plans.
Right. They seem to have a few options based on how many screens you want running at the same time.
So there's the solo plan, one device, for that roughly $30 a month.
Yep. Then a 2-device plan for around $50.
And 3 devices for $80. So options for different households, I guess.
Seems like it. But what's also interesting is they offer discounts if you pay for longer upfront, specifically on that 2-device plan.
Oh, really? Like how much?
Well, they mentioned 3 months for $125, 6 months for $200, or a whole year for $300.
Okay, so that brings the monthly cost down quite a bit if you commit. $300 for a year on 2 lines.
Yeah.
That's like $25 a month.
Exactly. It provides a pretty decent incentive if you plan on sticking with it.
Yeah, those longer deals could definitely save you some cash if you're trying to cut down costs long term.
But, the price is only part of it. It really comes down to what you actually get for that money.
Right. And the podcast made some pretty bold claims about the content.
They really did. I mean, beyond just the huge numbers, they mentioned specific things, like over 20,247 channels.
Okay, 247 channels. What does that even mean exactly? Are they like regular channels or?
That's the question, isn't it? Are they traditional linear channels? Or maybe themed streams that just run constantly? The podcast didn't quite clarify that bit.
But they did mention pay-per-view, right?
Yes, specifically UFC, boxing, and concerts. That's a potentially big value add for a lot of people who usually pay extra for those.
Definitely. And they seem to be aiming for that all-in-one feel. They claimed over 1,000 local channels, too.
Which is huge. That's often a major sticking point for people cutting the cord, losing local news and broadcast networks.
Absolutely. Plus, they said all your sports packages.
Yeah.
Mentioned NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer.
Now, that could be a massive draw for sports fans if it's genuinely all included.
Seriously. Think about how fragmented sports are now.
Mm-hmm.
You need this service for football, that one for baseball.
Exactly. So the idea of getting all the major leagues under one subscription, especially at that lower price point, well, it sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it?
It kind of does. They painted this picture, like it's Sunday afternoon, friends are over for the game.
Wow.
You just open the Outlaw TV app, boom, NFL Red Zone is right there in HD.
Okay.
Then after the game, you just switch over to their movie library, pick something out. Like it's all seamless.
That integrated experience is definitely part of the appeal they're pushing.
And the accessibility too, right? Works on lots of devices.
Yeah, they listed smartphones, tablets, laptops, smart TVs, Fire Sticks, and video shields. Basically anywhere you'd want to watch.
So you're not just tied to your living room TV.
Right. Flexibility seems key. Stream wherever.
And the podcast made a point of contrasting this with cable. No calling customer service, no getting stuck in contracts you can't get out of.
Just you managing your subscription online. Total control, cancel anytime.
That level of control and flexibility is exactly what people seem to want now, isn't it? Moving away from those old cable bundles.
It's a huge driver. Choose your plan, stop when you want, watch on your device. It fits how people expect things to work today.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap what Outlaw TV, according to this podcast source, is claiming.
All right. Massive library, first off. Over 99,000 HD channels, 80,000 movies, 10,000 TV shows.
And that supposedly includes all the big sports packages, NFL, NBA, MLB, plus over 1,000 local channels.
And pay-per-view access for things like UFC and boxing. Big movie and TV show selection on top of that.
And there's the setup.
Yeah.
Simple 3 steps, they say.
Works on pretty much any device you can think of.
And the plans start around $30 a month for one stream, with options for more streams and discounts if you pay for like 3, 6, or 12 months up front.
And crucially, no contracts, no hidden fees.
Right. That's the picture they paint.
Which really leads to the main question for you, the listener, to think about.
Yeah.
In this world where entertainment costs just keep going up and everything feels scattered across different services, could something like this actually work for you?
Could Outlaw TV, with this promise of like everything for a much lower price, be a real fix for your entertainment budget?
Could it genuinely save you money compared to cable or juggling multiple streaming subs?